Are we ready for this? It is another trial time. Getting some water, because you know what I'm going to be doing? A lot of talking. I guess maybe just a virus. Just a tatty bindy witsy bitsy. There we go. Alright, so we have another trial going on. The death this time being whatever, I have it in the description. Actually, let's go to the description so I can see it. Mukuro Ikusaba. Mukuro Ikusaba is the one who is dead, the 16th student who we have never met. The prime suspects currently, if you're only following the game part, is either Makoto, that's me, or Kyoko. Now, I can add someone else into the mix, so I'm not going to say who it is yet, because there is a small period of time where this person may not have an alibi. But for the moment, I'll let things be as they are, as I let people get in and just adjust a few things here. Alright, there we go. That should be good. Alright then, it's time to get in there. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. With so few people left, and the door slid shut. We don't have a large pool of people here anymore. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills,
Let's get on with the show!
chills.
And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. No, because I've already freaking saved it. Handbook time. Alright, what do we have in the handbook here? Truth, in the... I guess truth bullets. Well, let's see. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Several days old, huh? Okay, exploded body analysis. So we know that the death had to have taken after 7:30 at some point. No, prior to 7:30 the death had to have happened. Due to the sprinkle... No, after 7:30, since the lower body was not wet. Interesting, isn't it? So... that might ruin my hypothesis. I do have a bit of a hypothesis. Not a hypothesis. I'm just throwing someone else into the mix, but I'm not mentioning who. When the body was found. You see, this is the thing. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. 7:30 a.m. Makoto and Aoi arrive in the dining hall. 7:30 to 9 a.m. Makoto meets the others in the gym. So you see, the body has... at this point at 7:30 a.m. is when the person was dead. So... no, after this point. You know what? It's not much... okay, this tarp is clean on one side and dirty on the other side. We'll have to check... and why is the chicken dead? Is that the blunt object that was used? For profile, Monokuma's account. He has an account. Wood block. Titanium arrows. The bloody duct tape. And Kyoko's account. Well, we don't know much right now. We know less than usual, actually. Extraordinary focus, huh? Boom, I filled in the max. Alright. Nothing I can do but finish preparations. The obvious one would be Kyoko, like I said.
With a basic explanation of the class trial.
But is it actually her?
Your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
As usual.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Dum-dum.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
He's still going on about that.
But she has legs and stuff.
Oh man, ghosts can have legs these days, can't they?
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
They're going nowhere.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
You're gonna compare a girl to another girl? What are you, sexist? One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Piercing glare. The gloves, I guess. I don't know.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
She's scarred, apparently.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
I mean, it's not like people can remove gloves from a corpse, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
They weren't there before.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
This seems like a joke. This is a joke in this trial. Just to convince freaking Yasuhiro. There's no way that corpse is Kyoko. Are we really doing this just because of an idiot? But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... we're already doing this? Are we already... Okay. No, okay, now we're making your argument. Come on, this is a distraction. Tattoo on the right hand. Exploded body analysis and fake nails.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, it's fake nails.
Prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Uh-huh.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
No.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
I'm not sure which one it is right now, actually. I know that the body is Kyoko's, and I know I can prove it. Yeah, I know.
That Kyoko there is
Tattoo
just
on the
a
right
ghost.
hand.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
I'm not really sure which one to choose
Then
yet.
She was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Nope, it's not that one.
Shoot!
Is the fake nails, or do I see? I hate when they use like body
Kyoko
analysis.
there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
The fake nails wouldn't be able to fit through the gloves.
Prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
I'm not really sure which point I'm supposed to be
Then
pointing.
she was wearing
This is so
gloves
pointless.
before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There it is, that one.
No, it's wrong.
Fake nails wouldn't fit into gloves, right? I knew it was one of those.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails
Yeah.
like that
Should've gone with my
would
first
have been
instinct.
a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Do you know them?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing
Yeah.
right here.
I didn't notice the pink text stuff because I'm concentrating on Earth
so
stuff.
then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Yeah, wasting my time. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. We know that. Everything starts from there. Now we're actually starting the trial. We know who it is. Sprinklers explode, tattoo on right hand. Maybe this time it's gonna be the tattoo, huh?
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Yeah.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I think it's the second one with the one thing that can tell us was on the victim's own body. Yes, tattoo.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Alright, got it.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Get away!
And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Of course there wouldn't be.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
There we go.
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
I don't pay attention because it wasn't a donut.
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Hey, calm down. You mean your death?
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
I will,
Key to
Mona.
Figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
A wolf. Woo!
Her master must have made it
Oh,
on it
God.
to be like, you're my bitch.
Oh, Jesus.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's just what she wants.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to the other information we have, victim's identity should become clear. We need her in her file, right? Here.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is a wolf. A wolf! Alright. I mean, this is one of the easiest ones I've ever done. There we go.
Now I understand.
That was pretty easy.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Well, I guess since you write fiction, you should know about it.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Okay. That's an odd pair.
After all this time, we
I don't know anything about
finally
Loki.
got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Or that stuff. I don't know any of that sort of stuff. Mythology.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf,
It's a fake!
which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What? Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Nope.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Or wait.
Yes, indeed. The trial this
yes.
time is
See, that's
to
what you're
solve
talking
the
about.
murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Oh, finally you're helpful.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a true-last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
No, just maybe making a deal with the mastermind.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
The ultimate assassin?
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
Oh yeah, ultimate soldier, that's what
If
she
I
is.
remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko, that's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Oh no!
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba?
Ah, no one cares anymore.
She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
She tried to kill Makoto, possibly.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
That's how I would write it.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No,
Who knows?
the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay, okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now.
I'm getting
Figuring
impatient.
out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Then you can squabble amongst yourselves.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Don't talk of the headmaster.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Why is that highlighted? That's weird. That seems like an omen or something. Unless, no, I don't know.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Null and void.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
And students can't be masterminds.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
There's only two, technically.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Oh well, technically Makoto can't be. Makoto and Kyoko.
I got it!
I got it! I'm
We
gonna...
narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Well, we can already take Makoto out of the equation.
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
Wait, no, not necessarily, actually. The body could have been brought there at a different time, right? In theory.
However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
I mean, we don't know where the murder even took place.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there two to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
Which is easy when you have two boys and two girls.
All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Dude, every time I see Mondo is with his hair, it looks like a brain or something.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want, somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
That means, like, everyone broke the rules last night. Because, oh, except for Makoto.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Way
I guess
after.
we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
About 9:30-ish. Sometime after 9.
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
And became Genocide Jill. What time was the body discovered? I'll be at 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, yeah, we know. It's pickaxe before 9:01. What time did she return at even?
It had to be around then.
But I blacked out because I sneezed.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I...
Which means from 10
I don't know why.
p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
We're having between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove that the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers! Sprinklers! Obviously, is the key in this one.
Established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at
10
night
o'clock, 11 o'clock,
and 9 o'clock in the
2
morning.
o'clock. What?
Yep, and Makoto
3
doesn't have
o'clock.
an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock
5 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
to 7:30.
Oh shit! I thought it was gonna be that one.
Shoot!
Well, at least it looks like I gained a heart at some point. But it is
We've
sprinklers.
established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
All right,
and
next
Makoto
time
doesn't have an
I'm
alibi for
gonna
most
watch
of that
everything.
time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Yeah.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Wait, what's there here? There's something that happens to the garden. I know what it is. I just hit the wrong
We've
one.
established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
What? Why is it that one? I misunderstood how to hit it.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened
Okay, because the
anywhere near
contradiction
10
is
o'clock.
10 o'clock,
It
not
had to have
7.
taken place way later.
I knew what I was doing. I just hit the wrong one.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
Dry as a
Body
bone.
was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How?
So at the top part.
Are you saying only the mouth down south was
What?
wet? How dare you spew such a decent word?
I always think she's never gonna surprise me, but she always does.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wet.
Very wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinkler that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with a certain evidence, and that should do it. If you look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Are we already going to this rhythm section now? Yeah, what the hell? Why do they call it Moment of Truth if it's this early on, anyway?
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame
I do that because I don't know how to reload still.
I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no!
Alright. Do I have to roll anything?
How can you say
No,
it
just
wasn't
this
the
one.
This should prove it.
Ah! Oh no! Hold it! Hold it!
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
It's on fire!
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
You can't do it when it's dry!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
Thanks, Mr. Obvious.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Good for you,
In
man.
which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
This is a tough one, Kyoko. Kyoko's the one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Hold on a second here. That's stupid. Because here's the thing. If we vote for you and you did it, only you die. But if we don't vote for you and you did it, then we all die anyway, and you go free. So, what do you say? We're martyrs?
Which is why I can't let that happen.
There you go. Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
I like to analyze weird statements. That's all it is.
This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
Is it?
A trap?
Well,
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me?
no. The trap is already dead.
Stop wasting time. Stop wasting energy. You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Ooh-hoo-hoo. Do we trust you?
Shut up, you!
Haha.
You got it, boss. Shutting up now.
What are you, Toko?
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
Did she?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything.
You're not gonna kill the mastermind if you're a detective.
So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this.
Because that wouldn't
Isn't
solve
that
anything.
right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
We've gone through this before, man. It's never the person we think it is.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Oh, putting the blame back onto me.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
You can drag the body? I guess, I don't
Because
know.
you see, there is a way the body
Oh,
could
wait,
have
there's
avoided
another
getting
tarp,
wet.
right?
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. Could it have been? Yeah, the other tarp here. Tarp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did.
Ho ho.
The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
Was that some dirty water? Ew.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Wait, no. Getting wet doesn't automatically mean it gets dirty. Also, wouldn't there be, like, proof? It's a weird thing.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Confused times?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
But she doesn't actually think it's Makoto. She's just trying to buy time. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? And there's no blood on it? But the body... Oh wait, tape.
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Here we go, here we go, here we go! Make your argument. Blood? Fragment near the dead body. Body...
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from
Gotta
getting
be
wet.
it.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Oops. Remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Yaka even warned us not to touch it to avoid getting any blood on us.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
Try and figure this one out.
The reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
Dirty on one
The
side.
underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Then
It's because that side was protected
that
from the
makes
water.
sense.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I missed. I got it. Where the blood? Yes, I know the blood. Nothing I have really explains.
By covering the body with the tarp,
I don't know,
the
man.
killer prevented it from getting wet.
This is a hard one.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing for this one, man.
Shoot!
This one's tough because I know what I'm supposed to try and get to.
By covering the body with
Well,
the
there's
tarp,
actually no, there's three.
the killer prevented it from
Body
getting
before the
wet.
explosion.
So the
Okay, it's
reason
by-
the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler.
I was
got that side
overthinking it a
wet.
little bit.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Body before the explosion. I don't know why I was
that
thinking.
side was protected from the water.
Yeah.
Since it was facing down toward the
I'll
body,
assume it's the last one here.
of course it didn't get dirty.
There we go. I overthunk it a little bit. I'm sorry, people. I overthink things sometimes.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
You could say the knife was holding up the tarp at that
Because
point.
the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Haha!
If they had, they would have
That's
washed
stupid.
both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Wow, you're making leaps of logic here. Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Okay.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get
Do they have it?
something like that?
Do they have everyone's blood in the biolab or something?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
That's true too.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Chickens? Oh, chicken. Chicken blood? Aha! Oh, that's where the chicken went.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
Chicken blood doesn't look like human blood. I'm joking.
Chicken blood?
You're only supposed to ingest it with your meat.
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
Chickens? Where's my chickens?
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken?
I was wondering where the
Covered body
chicken would
with
have come in.
blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing
It's
a
getting
living
complicated.
thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Oh, there you go.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
And the tape contained the chicken, maybe?
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
They put the chicken in tape to hide it, and then what happened with the chicken?
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Also, I don't think you could kill a chicken and get the blood without making a mess somewhere. Someone would have had blood everywhere.
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Oh, that's weird.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time.
They put the coat on, they just draped the
What
coat
settles
on
what?
top of it.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp,
Then who put the bomb?
they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they've already covered in blood.
Granted, technically Toko's the only one that makes sense at this point, but I don't know.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off,
Makoto's not smart enough.
wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
No.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
What-whoa.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
What-whoa.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. This guy's dead. We just got a clue during the trial. That's weird.
Well then,
Well, what am I
looks
going to
like we're
use
back
it?
to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin.
Sure.
50-50 odds.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
Not necessarily.
no, not that. I just remembered something super
It's
serious.
super serious, guys.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Ah, yeah, it was Makoto. Yeah, more suspicion on Makoto.
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Falls back to
According
Makoto.
to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me? Man, that all sounds like a trap.
The knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
He just hit it with no opportunity to say it. Ah, but the person had it. I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Oh, it's 12,000. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. I don't know what proof we got, man. What are we working with now? This guy's dead body, exploded body now. Fragments near the dead body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Either disguised or exploded.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
I gotta listen
If
to
he
everything.
did have that knife before, and that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Wow, it's
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
not
So
necessarily.
there's no question.
No.
You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
Stab, stab.
Man, you are, Makoto.
Not necessarily, though. We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means that when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body. Hey, that means it happened after, too.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
This guy's dead
It's
body.
the same one we gave to Makoto.
That's it,
It
then.
really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before,
Because that means that the knife went in after.
Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Because I didn't think about
Wait,
that first.
Hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
It was on top of the disguise.
the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? There's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. It was the... right before the explosion. No, we already know about the body. There's a lot of things to go through here. So this guy's dead body, campus account, blade duct tape, arrows, woodblock, monokuma, Mukuro, green coop, tarp, knife, sprinklers. When the body was found, sprinklers, tattoo, exploded, but this?
I got it!
There, it's the monokuma. Yes, I
The
got that,
Monokuma
pork
file
chop.
clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
I did before I saw your thing, pork chop. I'm sorry.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
Blunt trauma.
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but
Is it? Are you sure Kyoko's really alive?
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden?
Monokuma bomb.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
No, that's wrong.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Well, you admit to being dumb.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. The bomb fragment. Fragments to your dead body.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
Hey, if she sees, like, is someone taking, are they taking pictures here? Never once did they want to say that they had a camera.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate.
Actually, it wouldn't make sense to be Toko unless it was genocide. Nah, it's not genocide Jill, and it can't be Toko, or she would have known of the bomb and not have, like, you know, exploded with it, unless it was to, like, draw away attention.
It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Oh, prepare to be shocked, Byakuya. I need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Concentrate. Makoto! Alright, what do we got? Monokuma File 5. That's how you know now I gotta observe something.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
There's something else I gotta... Because the Monokuma
The
File
victim's
5...
fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
You have to say, I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Do I
And more
take
than
that?
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was recovered, but all those other wounds on their body weren't fresh. Joy leaves.
Then, shall we
Okay,
continue
hold
the
on a
debate?
second here.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
It's not the Monokuma file, I don't think.
Well,
The
yeah,
back of the head,
she
maybe.
was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's
Well, they
only
don't have
one
the
other
same memory,
thing.
we know that.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
I'm
more
taking a
than
risk
that,
on this one because I'm a bit
The
confused
victim
how
had
to answer
suffered
this.
countless wounds across her entire body.
Those were old. Okay, maybe it's...
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's
I don't think it's
fatal
this one.
injury has yet to be determined.
It's gotta be
correct?
The explosion didn't
the
kill her
wounds
for
are
sure.
old, right?
Yes.
Man, I have no idea what I'm doing for this one.
Yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
The wounds are the contradiction because they're old, right?
According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Okay, this is
And more
stupid
than
what I'm
that,
doing.
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire
Yeah, I know. Maybe it is Monokuma file. No, this one is. I'm not taking any answers from this thing.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
I don't know,
The
man.
victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Yeah, I know, because we kind of figured out already, but the wounds are old.
Yeah, she was already
There.
totally
I think I
dead
know
when
what it
that
is now.
happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be
Get
it.
to it.
There was evidence that showed she
I
was
think
hit on the
Monokuma
back of
File
her head.
5 and the wounds are all
And
or
more
something.
than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire
What?
body.
Ah, man, I don't know what I'm doing on this one. There's only one other option I could
Then
think
shall
of
we
for this
continue
one
the
then.
debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when
I
that
have one more
happened.
idea what to do with this one, and after that I'm kind of stumped.
Right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence.
Okay, I'm gonna
that
try
she
this.
was hit on the back of
Nope.
her head.
That's not, I know it's not a contradiction. I just wanted to try it.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal
Oops.
injury has
No,
yet to
that
be
was a
determined,
mistake.
correct?
I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to go faster. But for some reason it clicked. That was my fault.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Okay, the Monokuma File is not it.
Didn't kill her for sure.
There's only one other option I could think of, like
She
I
was
said.
already totally
I
dead
gotta
when
take
that happened.
the head injury.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Take
And more than
this
that,
and do it on the first
the
one.
victim had suffered
literally the
countless
only
wounds
thing-
across her entire body.
I can think of. The wounds are old. The only leaves hit on the back of the
Then
head.
shall we
Fine,
continue
it's this
the
one
debate?
then. It has to be.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
There, it's that one.
No.
Should have done that from the beginning. I thought about it like 2 gunshots ago.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Well, it matters if you want to know who she was as a person.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
Chicken. Dead chicken.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal cut.
Is there anything missing from the shed?
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
Was the pickaxe missing?
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that,
The
it'd
blunt
break their
edge.
skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power.
How would you know?
I wouldn't mind testing it on you
Whoa.
if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Where are we going with this?
I feel the same
What?
way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Haha.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Do we? That one I'm not sure
You
about.
already know? I knew we could count
There's
on
so much
you,
information to try and
Master.
remember.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
By Kyoko. It was the fake nails, I'm joking. Carp, chicken, Byaku's before, block key, titanium arrows. Titanium arrows?
I got it!
Apparently titanium arrows.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
I don't know if that's a blunt object, but okay.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
That's weird.
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure?
It does sound weird.
Kinda weird. Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right! I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting us because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. There's a secret about that? I don't even remember what it was. Could have just been the wooden key. Bloody duct tape. Well, it's the bloody duct tape, I guess.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
What was it? Oh, you duct taped them together?
It's in the Monokuma file.
Oh, I get
said
it now.
The weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
No, that's what it was about. That's what it was. Well, yeah, I guess. Whatever. I understand
You're right.
it.
Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Duct tape! You gotta use duct tape. Handyman's secret weapon. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Another weapon?
The handyman's secret
Inside
weapon.
the
Duct
dojo
tape.
locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
But you guys don't understand that reference, do you? God damn it. If you guys knew Canadian TV shows, it'd be great. Look up Red Green Show. It's, yeah.
The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Yeah, you know what you could also call a bundle of sticks, but I won't say it.
One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Yeah, it's about cooperation.
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
But is Kyoko strong enough to whack someone over the head? Oh, you know, pork chop?
As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh, no? You have been once. I saw you there.
No, you absolutely have.
Unless it was planted, I don't know.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the
He
matter?
doesn't want to implicate her.
Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Are we going to see a surprise, Kyoko? I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to the dojo locker. Yes, it is. There it is. Woodblock key.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle.
Nah.
Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
But she'll try.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Because he's a cuck. He does anything for a woman.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you?
You weren't supposed to see that.
Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I give proof.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? What? You actually should know better than anyone. What does that mean? I don't know. Oh, he planted You're right, he had the keys when the body was found. I don't know. I forgot about that fact
words
again.
you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said.
He's not the killer.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Not hiding.
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Hold on here. I know what. Wait, Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean. But I just don't know
Those
what I'm.
words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
I really don't know what I'm looking for here.
Proof that you aren't the culprit.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay,
what
I
you're
think
saying?
it's not when the body was found. That has nothing to do with it. It has to be that I have to take the one at the end.
In the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But
Gotta take this one and
could I
put it
really
hit
have done
proof.
that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Alright, I think I got it.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
should understand that more
Oh,
than
Byakuya,
anyone
huh? He finally did it?
What are you hiding?
Master would
How many times have we
never hide
suspected
something
him at
from
this
me.
point?
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No! I didn't mean to do that!
Is that what you're saying?
I meant to shoot it!
You stated a theory earlier.
Now I
You
gotta
said
suck up
hid
the other one again.
evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
That's the
But
one I gotta take and use
Could
it
I
under
really
proof.
have done that?
Porkchop's on the roll because it's probably easier when you're observing than, you know.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
I have so much to
Exactly what I
remember at this
said.
point.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Alright, this time I'm gonna shoot it.
What are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
That's it. Alright, got it.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction where Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Is there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is the trap the Mastermind has laid for us. The Mastermind's trap? The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if the risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What did I do? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Oh boy, this is an odd thing. Yo, hey! This is an interesting one. Run away, let it go. What if we pursue? It seems like an interesting thing to pursue the lie, wouldn't it? I'm gonna pursue it.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko's definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper meaning, deeper truth there she wants to keep hidden. Oh, what's the lie? I actually don't know what the lie is. Kyoko's account.
I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
But she had a key that unlocks every single room.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Then, when we searched Kyoko's room, how else could the key have gotten there?
I don't know. Not that one. But I know exactly what it is.
Shoot!
I know exactly what it is. I just remembered now.
I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
There we go. That's the one.
No, it's wrong. No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself. Didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up. All done.
Maybe I shouldn't have
All
gone
finished.
for the thing.
The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out.
He's rushing it for some reason.
So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
This is uncharacteristic, Monokuma. Hold on a second. Is this a bad end? This is a bad end, isn't it? I should have let it go, right? Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right. We got it, right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko!
Now then,
I
I've prepared a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment
No, he's trying to eliminate her. What's going on here, man? Is this an alternate thing? Or is Kyoko meant to die? What if I let it go? Oh boy. That's an odd that's a bad punishment. Looks like it's gonna cut her in half. After school lesson. Oh, she's getting red. Purple. Blue. And that's how the clash around Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. I started to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or, regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had to obtain peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. What? Peace, but only inside the school. Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Oh boy. What? Hope. Hope? This is hope? I was supposed to let it go.
No! This isn't right!
Alright, they're gonna let me redo it? Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Oh, at least I got to see a bad end, and we got to see her get a little bit nervous. And apparently, Hina became a breeding machine. That was weird. At least I got to see it. Her claim? Oh, that's right, I have to. Am I supposed to go? No. We're going to not expose it this time. I like that at least they give me a chance to redo it. And still see the scene. She's not wrong. I have to think about skipping. What do I do? Let's let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind trap that Kyoko mentioned. But it was still fun to see the scene at least, you know? She got nervous that she was gonna die. And apparently Hina's a breeding machine. That is weird. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind trap that Kyoko mentioned. And we know it was a trap because the killing suddenly ended. He just wanted to get rid of Kyoko.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
Did we just go through this?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
And we know he's not the killer because, or else, you know.
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Really?
It had
Again
to
with
be
Makoto.
Right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong.
So apparently letting it go just puts me back in the spotlight.
Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
Still over.
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time.
We're back at this again.
So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
Are we getting to see Makoto's death now, or do I...
Voting time?
What? Oh, I cleared it. A, B, A. Can I ever not get an A? Monies.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Let's see where this is going. Well, we know we completed the trial. It's gonna be Makoto or Kyoko. Kyoko, right? No, Makoto. Oh shit, Makoto's gonna die. So did everyone choose me? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey.
It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials. And I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills,
Time for your
chills,
heart-pounding, positively
thrills.
thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I? What? Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
What? Okay. What's she on about? Also, the fact that we can have two different killers means it's strange. Makoto, no! But the game ends if I die. It's the same damn punishment, too. They just swapped out Kyoko for Makoto. Is she doing... Does she know something we don't? It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna turn on my fan. Well, I cleared the trial, so I know that we're not at the end of the game. Unless now the main character changes. Yeah, they swapped out Kyoko for Makoto. The same thing happens here. So it's not even like an alternate, really, except to get an ending. Wait, is he the ultimate lucky student who's gonna defy death? I don't know. Oh shit! It's you! You're still here? Alter Ego lives! And just falls. What? You're sweating? He's gonna bust his head open this rate. Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter Ego? Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell. I don't believe this.
It would seem...
Seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning. What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. What are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. Stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash it flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in the garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's even a better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers all over the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. What? Hope's Peak Academy. It brings the top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you can come here and manage to graduate, you will be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are 2 things you need to attend this school. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be at the very best of what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't a classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Good. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was it just another dream? A dream inside of a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. After Alter Ego saved me, and he used the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Okay, what do we got? Monokuma barrel. That's a rocket and a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. A rocket and a tank. A bunch of debris here. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? That is weird. There's a door. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked and at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon... You mean like the beginning, I guess, of the cutscene? I tried to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless, too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. But that's still not enough to reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... cry. Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least the full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Oof! Crunch! What the? A strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. Garbage. As I watched, a pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? It's garbage. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. What? Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. She really did that?
It smells awful.
This place smells awful. You got a cup of ramen on your head. You might want to clear your... You sure that's what happened? It's kind of an odd thing to say, I guess, but whatever. We'll just say it's because it's luck. Because Makoto's lucky. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. 2 buns and a juice. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Whew, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come here to rescue me?
So...
Pay a debt. Or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did. Once. Once?
I...
Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? We were talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I could come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why don't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind is one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself. That's why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I
understand.
I should understand everything.
Hold on, what's that about?
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did it just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Could Makoto be the mastermind? That would be weird. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Talk to her again. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how did that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Well, I mean, surprise. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why'd you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Dun dun dun! I think that's the biggest surprise. What?
In other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad? Is Hope Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I stuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and the key. The map showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Okay, see ya, Theo. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So we went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized. Whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
Can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important. Really ominous. Do I talk to you again, Kyoko? How are we getting out of here anyway?
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor dorms, there was no cameras on Mars. That's why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared. In retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... Yeah, that night there? During the night? I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability actually draws me into cases, just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell. I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all had to be the work of the mastermind, and I attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, does that create another contradiction? The Mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the Mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the Mastermind's identity. The identity of the other Ultimate Despair. The other Ultimate Despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the Ultimate Despair, that she's dead. But I don't think the Ultimate Despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the Ultimate Despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the Ultimate Despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the Ultimate Despair. And that is our real enemy. Well, we kind of have an enemy. 100-mile dash pain of junk food junkie. Done. No one died. Isn't that atypical? To be continued, of course. Haha, you see the Dream Island rocket present. Yeah, sure. 5 alive. Apparently that's a thing. The Ultimate Despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we need to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Alright, so what do we do? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you grabbed from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the Mastermind. I would never part with it. It can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Let's try it out. Alright, see ya, Carbon. Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid into the keyhole. Then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Yeah, but isn't the Mastermind finally? We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Yeah, but what happens when we actually get there? There's everyone. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Wow, that's an upskirt if I ever saw one, and I guess that's why Kyoko's on the bottom. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. I don't think detective work runs in the family, but I mean, whatever. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
Detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things. And to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. Conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her, because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did, knowing it was something a true kitty-giddy detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
However,
But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
But there's one thing I can never forgive. Really?
so...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Ooh, I'm pretty sure she's gonna eat those words later on. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Ooh, it looks dirty. Looks like this is it.
indeed.
On the other side of the store, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Oh yeah, that thing that was locked all the time. The hatch opened with ease, and so... There we are! That's where we're back.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy! Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Oops. This is the trash room. Dump, in other words. To be honest, I don't think I've seen anyone throw anything that way down there. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
Let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other
Let's
words,
ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
however,
Try to hide, so a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen, isn't it?
because
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. I guess he'll be in the gym. Maybe giving another announcement to the other students. Maybe, I don't know. Is anyone else around? Let's just check this out here. I'm just curious. Can I go? Oh, yeah, here we go. Go. That makes it easier. Kyoko standing there? Nope. Into the gym I go.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. Koto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
He's supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
If the guilty party is exposed during a class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. Now I gotta punish you again. This time I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? I lose? You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The result of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development, you
Indeed.
reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto refused to be manipulated was a threat to you as well.
However...
Then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did!
Listen to me.
So, executing Makoto for it would surely be in violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game, saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well,
You can prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't.
Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? Makes such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't
I don't have any right now. With a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try and bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because...
Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However...
Here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you who I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it wrong. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat.
I hate when you say words.
If you want to earn our despair, fair and square,
that's what we have
then I
to
suggest
do.
you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again.
What?
Well, this time you followed the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
It's the final chapter?
Hey,
Well, does that make for a proper climax, would you say? A fair trial. Well, a showdown. In other words, this will be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting.
Bear it!
Very interesting indeed. I made a bear pun. Berry?
What's wrong?
I was getting bored, but I decided to change things up a little. So, time for a bear joke. Time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
Do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? And I'm pre-bear to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one Files Grizzly showdown! He agreed. And we have to still have a shot at this.
Bear it!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? This Destiny Killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
For this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Now let's bear it all. You can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school.
You guys!
Then you win. If you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? You barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held?
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm. That is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations. Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began when 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go so quiet all of a sudden? I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you.
Great!
Get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? Heh, I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. He's excited. We're gonna have to investigate everything. Motokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. He didn't confirm something there. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still have my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself. Do you remember when what the mastermind said? They said that they hijacked the airways to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off,
However,
and yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They want to show the world.
it would
The
seem
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but force us to kill each other. And
all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other
The
words,
Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the Mastermind wants the world to see that and try to prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal. The ultimate despair as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game into the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That's precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all of the proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have the right answer. They made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that the despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? You were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe of how much the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sigh of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Yo! Hey there, Rain. Looks like you weren't here for most of the part. Unless you're just saying this because no one's talking, maybe. Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. We can't defeat the Mastermind, it will cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
Before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone. Is
however,
that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Well, if one of them is the ultimate despair...
Anyway,
Alright, so that's all we can do here. Ooh, he had it open in the background at least. I guess he was just trying to make some conversation because no one's talking in the stream chat. Is that right, Rain? I mean, it's not like you have to see the game to, like, you know, really understand what's going on. Pork Chop, I think he knows what's going on, alright? He may have not been watching, but he had it on. Is there anyone here? Are they in their dorm rooms? Oh, where is everyone? Kyoko is standing there. What? Kyoko's standing there. I didn't even see her. Say Kyoko is here. Yet I can't even find her. She's not technically with me, is she? What? What the hell? Okay, technically Kyoko's here. Usually they tell me where people are. Don't want to go to these places. It's not the gym either. You keep saying Kyoko's here, but I don't see her, which is weird. How about the dining hall? Oh, he has no clue what's happening. Then, okay, pork chop, you can explain. And suddenly we were greeted with... You again? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah! Everyone!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but
Ghost.
you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell? Anyways, Rain Games. Basically, the mastermind tried to frame Kyoko. Didn't work, so tried to kill Makoto. That's pretty much the story up till now. Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man. That seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Alright, I think this is a good time to end it. I'm kind of getting tired of reading now. So, let's save this thing. I did 2 streams this week, so I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I think, having done that. In which case, try hard to get to OBS. We come to the end of another stream. Well, Rain, if you ever want to know what's going on, you can just rewatch the stream in the archive. So that's it. Are we going to be heading to the final showdown soon? Is one of these people the ultimate despair? I wonder. Is it Makoto? What is with Makoto's thing? Well, we'll figure those out. Maybe not next part, but at least maybe the next 2 parts. Until then, people, so long.